of that game where I was completely losing, and then I played my method rare.
That would do it.
And then I was not. then I was not losing.
Did you see how many people were mad they banned certain guys?
Yes. Okay. I'm fine with it, but you know the story about Jewel Lotus? So, Black Lotus is one of the first cards ever made, and broken, right? Everybody knew it was broken.
I think my game's frozen.
It's like worth like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Now once he said Commander, we love Commander. So what about if we took the strongest card ever made, Black Lotus, and said, let's call it the Jeweled Lotus, and it can only be used in Commander.
Right.
And then
I know what the card is. I know what the card is. You tap it, just you get any color, but you have to spend it.
correct. And then they back the card because it was too good.
Yeah, I
Help.
Personally, that sounds like it would be really good.
Help. Help. I don't think so. I'm trying to close the game because I'm pretty sure it froze. And my computer is just not looking, I guess. I didn't ask for it! It's an STD, I can't get rid of it.
What happens if it doesn't work?
I've opened Task Manager.
Okay. Kill it through test.
The problem is I tried Alt-F-fulling. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the game is coming from my speakers and not my headphones, which is what I figured it was.
Funnily enough, it's good for us.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine for me. But...
Yeah.
Everything's always got to be about you, huh?
No, I'm just giving another viewpoint. I'm not saying it's fine for everyone.
He's Mr. Protagonist. It's fine.
Yeah.
I have protagonist privilege.
Yes. Last
Man.
time on Dragon Ball Z, and Matt got killed in the carriage kind of thing. And
Right.
then it was revealed, gasp, there indeed was probably, maybe, surely more than 4 people.
Yeah, I know. I was there, Fred.
That's it. That's all you need to remember, really.
Carriage went on the stand.
Yes, that too.
That was great.
They brought out the whole ass carriage. They did the fucking courtroom. Or
Sans from Undertale?
No. He died of Ligma.
No. What the fuck?
What the sigma?
Hilarious.
Okay, I'm trying to be like serious for a second. Fred, Amp, can you
Just
still
social
hear the game?
control would deal damage. But it's not gonna deal damage. It's gonna fucking die, bro.
Fred, Amp, can you still hear the game?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, cool. We're good.
Yes.
I had to restart the game after switching my audio.
Please give me control.
Shit, I do have to do that, don't I?
Give him power.
Give me power.
I remember I was the judge and I was juror 4 that types on their typewriter.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I was also the knife guy.
Yes.
Oh no, is he gonna be a real character? Oh no.
So the
I think
jury
he
is never real characters except for when they are.
I think he is.
I don't think any Julias in this case are real characters.
Okay, I'm good then.
At least within context of this case. Maybe one reappears, I don't remember. You know, so some of the Julias in this case will also be Julias later on, but beyond that, I don't know.
Do I have control? I do.
Wow.
Okay.
Did I look at these yet?
Not much, Torpedo.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
we
yeah.
haven't had a need for it.
So I went 7-2 in my sealed.
Hello.
Wow, this portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry.
Oh dear. Do you really think we ought to look inside?
Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder.
I assure you, you will not find Mr. Sholmes' name inside.
Well, let's see what we find. Whoa, animation.
Hang on, I need to jump on.
I'm sorry you're not
Parsec.
here
Sorry.
yet.
I'm streaming on Discord if you'd rather.
We're examining.
I am
evidence.
forced to do both.
I'm explicitly doing something that's not super important.
But it's useful. We're examining evidence. Gosh!
I mean,
it's
if-
crammed full of gentlemen's name, isn't it?
If I'm already streaming on Discord, I feel like everyone except Amp should just be on Discord. Not like it really makes a huge difference, but so it doesn't like split up bandwidth.
Sure.
Also, I don't have to approve you joining that way.
Well,
Although I guess I could also just set it. I could just next time set it to like person does not need permission to join.
Yeah.
Just give him the key to your house.
I just turn it off after the stream. It's fine. I did that for Emma 2XKO weekend.
well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off.
Ah, goodness!
What is it?
Look at this. Do you see the name here?
No, I can't see shit. Bruce Fairplay. Should that mean something to me? It does sound strangely familiar, actually.
Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment.
Wow.
Oh, yes, of course. The banker. Why is his name in here? He borrowed 20 guineas, did he? And look, the repayment date is fast approaching.
It's possible it's just a coincidence, of course. But this could be very useful information. Oh, okay, updated.
Details of the debtor's ledger haven't updated.
Right.
I'm glad the vampire has been so generous in the giving of evidence.
Yeah.
Please take your time.
I feel like we technically knew this already.
Yeah,
We-
but now it's evidence.
I think we knew the. I think we believed that. Oh yes.
The victim was on Healy. But
Yes.
I don't
okay.
think we knew anyone else like owed money.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what I'm getting confused
Yeah.
with.
Because that's the alleged motive.
Yeah. Which seems silly to me, but all right.
It's like murder guy who owes you money. That's not a good way to get your money.
It depends. You can sell the organs, get your money that way.
True.
That part is the sheep, isn't it? Oh, you're right, Mr. Mr. Naruto.
I'm dead.
Oh,
Leave my name
sorry.
out of this.
Yes, I just don't really like blades.
Oh, but you carry one on your hips. It's that, exactly.
Look, that's not a blade. That's Cosmo's soul.
He's got a point,
Anyway.
actually.
There's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like.
Holy shit, you're carrying the soul of your
Sorry.
lover to your hip? That's hardcore.
It's still like stained. Yeah. That looks a lot like blood.
It is blood. The victims.
Uh-oh.
An English man's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's blood.
They're not like crustaceans, you freak.
Did you think it wouldn't?
Sorry, it's that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust.
Yes, I think I understand.
I'm not racist, I swear.
Sad person who's
Speed
really
it.
clearly
Actually,
racist.
can you spin it?
Do you think there's a
Can you
backside?
spin?
Okay, then.
I
Look,
think
be
you can spin
racist
it,
all
No.
you want. You
where's
cannot
the
be more
button to
racist
spin
than
it?
the prosecutor.
Try to
True.
find a button to spin.
I don't,
Right click.
Nope. Incorrect.
Oh, hang on.
Not right.
Wasn't there a way to spin, or was it
Arrow keys.
Oh.
That was arrow keys. Okay.
M or W.
Oh my god, it says W.
Set to M for mini. It should
M
have
for
been set
Wumbo.
to W for Wombo combo.
Yes. An ornate letter M. Undeniably Mr. Magnus McGilded's initial.
And it's beautifully gilded too. It must be very valuable, I should think.
Ah!
What is it?
Look at this M. If you turn it upside down, it becomes a W. This could change everything.
Holy shit! It's
True.
a W.
Yes.
For
This is
Wagnus
one of those,
McGilded.
turnabout cases. I'm sure.
He said it. He said the thing.
He said the thing.
You said the thing. I'm afraid it's not at all, but then I'm sure of is that this is an M.
So
Look at it.
in the mainline games, every trial, without exaggeration, except for one, has Turnabout in the case name.
Right.
And the Japanese name is Gyakuten Saiban, which translates to Turnabout Trial. So Turnabout is like the joke.
It's also the name of the song, one of the song that plays a lot, I believe.
Right.
I don't think so. I
No,
think it's just like Objection.
I don't
and
think
then,
it's in this game, though.
Pursuit. No, but it's referenced to the other games, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then the Japanese name of this game would be like The Great Turnabout Trial.
Right.
Anyways, proceed.
You may proceed. Fun fact over.
Mr. Wumbo. The idea was washed.
Washed.
That's it.
You're
Yeah,
washed.
for now, yeah.
The omnibus.
The entire fucking thing.
Phoenix
right?
Wright omnibus.
The heck? Does the Phoenix Wright company? What's the lore behind that?
It's actually very fucking interesting.
There's something on the roof I can look at. Just want to make sure there's nothing else.
So you see something under?
Rules for
I was-
passage.
It won't let me go like all the way
Ah.
underneath it.
Oh,
But
And yeah,
there's
there's the
something
Touch.
window,
there.
yeah.
Just-
That's been established.
Zoom.
If you look at this, you can certainly see inside the carriage. That's sure.
Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly.
That's not good for us. Yeah, we basically established that already.
Also,
I think
how
you can
nice.
examine the front, like where the driver would sit, I think I saw.
Hold on, I want to look at this bench.
So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here.
So people sit all the way up here on bitter winter nights with the cold air rushing past them? And they have to pay money to do so?
I can't imagine how cold they must feel.
That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment?
perhaps.
Perhaps. Perhaps that is the real price you paid to stay out late. Also, how nice of the court to just let us spin around the thing in the middle of proceedings.
Spin.
It is
It doesn't
okay.
look like I can look at the driver's seat or
It
anything like that.
I thought
is
so.
okay, Judge. My learned friend needs all the time he can get.
Open the door.
Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we? Of course.
Yeah. The scene of a murder. It's so horrible.
You'll get used to it. No, we actually do go.
Oh, we actually made it. Look, this blood.
Blurred.
I'm a
No, it's
vampire.
ketchup.
That's blood that's soaked into the seat. The victims, obviously.
Yes, and that seat would be clearly visible from the roof deck.
Would you really stab someone in full view of the other passengers like that, I wonder?
If you could pin it on somebody else, maybe.
Well, it was after dark. And there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight.
But way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack.
Notice.
What are the rules?
Well, we did notice it.
That's a poster for the great exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition.
Exposition?
Oh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe.
Final Fantasy 3.
People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event.
Fizzing.
Fizzing.
What else?
Behind us?
We could leave.
Oh, we could leave. Okay.
Let's look at
There's
the
a
door.
poster for London's exhibition. It's a poster for the great exhibition. It's due to start. Is this the same?
Yep.
No.
This is the same.
Ah!
Ah!
Okay. Now look down. I should look at the other seat. That's what I'm
Find some spare change under the seat.
Any change?
It's bad change.
This seat has a handle.
Rat chest.
There you go. That's what I wanted to find.
Oh, a
Luggage
treasure!
compartment.
Looks like all
This is
sorts of
worth 5
equipment
doubloons.
might be needed to keep the omnibus running.
Feeding tubs, tools to repair wheels, blankets, horseshoeing tools. So it's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep his things, it seems.
Doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to store their luggage, that's for sure.
Well, I don't imagine it'd be very convenient for that purpose anyway.
Because you're sitting on it.
I don't know, seems to be plenty of space to fit a person.
Yeah, I mean, especially considering last case where
Yeah.
we had some people fitting in tight spaces.
My learned friend, you forget that you were not a person. You were a Japanese.
I think that's how we can glean from it.
What the fuck?
Listen, I'm method
dare
acting a racist.
You're
It comes naturally.
drawing.
Uh,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I guess maybe.
Quite a large skylight, isn't it?
Yes, quite large enough for the good view into the cabin from the roof deck.
There doesn't appear to be a handle or catch of any description. So I suppose it can't be opened from inside the cabinet.
Yeah.
That might be relevant.
Maybe.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think the secret compartment may be useful later. Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside then.
This'll be a secret that comes in handy later.
Nice.
It's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I couldn't remember the. Okay,
Oh.
let's do that.
Yeah, I doubt we'll find anything more for now. It's funny how it says Phoenix right on the stuff.
But what I want to know is where's the horses?
Nice. They didn't bring the horses. They're
Hang on.
witnesses too.
Alright, sorry.
Toby's like,
I clicked a
Whatever.
thing because I didn't know what it was, then I realized what it was, so I had to click it again.
Blue.
Turn it back on.
there's blood! Not the most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London.
Well, nothing will come of grumbling now.
No. And by the way, is Mr. McGilded right-handed?
Yes, I believe so. He was towing with a coin in his right hand a little earlier.
Pity. If only he'd been left-handed.
I think blood on either glove would be fairly incriminating, really.
You have a point.
Yeah.
Find out the difference. That's probably it. I think we looked at this. Didn't
Knife stab. At the knife,
we?
maybe. Magnifying glass. One
Oh,
of his
that's what the
buttons
M
came on.
stands for.
Look, one of his buttons came undone.
True.
I don't
We know
think
he's
this
poor.
technically.
The knife wasn't to kill him, it was to cut the button off. That's how he was gonna get the money back.
Yes. Your armband.
Oh my god, my armband.
Mm.
This is key to the case. These are the scales of justice. They're a symbol of the defense, aren't they?
Yes, that's right. The scales are a symbol of fairness, to show that all are treated equally in the eyes of the law. And they're a warning to those who enter the courtroom without an impartial mind.
But if they're the mark of the defense, it would be more auspicious if they were weighing more heavily on the not guilty side, I think.
Very impartial, I'm sure. Chat, come here. Oh, and then it's just as
Kazuma.
they.
It's me! You forgot about me.
The lawyer's name is embroidered on the inside here, look. Kazuma Asogi. This was his band, of course.
He had his heart set on the study tour in Great Britain.
I'm sure he would have found the truth he longed for here. But he lost his life before he even had the chance to see the place.
I have such a strong sense of his hopes and dreams when I look at this armband, though.
Hopes and dreams. Alright. Good.
Right.
Let's continue.
It is judge time.
Judge. We lost.
So, Lord Van Zeeks, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please.
I need a drink.
Get on with it.
No, no, maybe.
Play-
Oh,
Hang on. Having savored the rich aroma of the calming contents of this hollowed chalice, it may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
There's one everywhere now.
Lord Van Zeeks.
Brr, is it cold in here or is it just me?
What the fuck?
As your antiquated tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination. So I honored a deathly silence, and listened to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No, and why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? Zoom.
Zoom.
So, let us proceed to the next round of battle.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh my gosh, he's in his second form.
Bring forth the witnesses once more.
Goodness. He threw away his game, then crushed his way.
So based. So based.
Witnesses. I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure. Was I Beppo also?
Who was that? Oh,
I believe so.
Okay. Oh, yes, sir. That I did, sir. One of these guys was Amp. I don't remember who the other one was.
I know who I was. I was
Was it
the
this guy?
knife guy. was
I had the.
knife guy.
You were the next guy? I thought I did the nervous guy.
No, he said the knife guy.
You're the knife guy.
Well, you were
yeah.
you were also one of the witnesses, but that doesn't have to like stick. If someone else wants to do him instead.
Wait, was I also this guy?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, okay, that's why I'm confused. Alright, I'll do it. Of course I heard it.
Oh, yes, sir. I heard it.
You, sir, on the end, the coachman. I believe it's, Beto.
Yes, sir, my lord, sir. I mean, it's Beppo, but that's not important.
If it transpires that in your previous testimony you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir.
Also, let me turn Felix down real quick.
No, am I too loud?
Oh, I didn't mean to.
That's what the old man said.
Now that wait,
Hang on. I still have a line I haven't read. Oh mio Dio. Mio, endless now. Okay.
now then, witnesses, I hereby call you on you to testify before the court again.
No,
You will explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination.
Witness testimony.
I only carried 4 passengers that night. I swear it. But
Well, I for one was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus.
He fiddled us on the fare, he did. And I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much.
They don't use that phrase anymore.
Yeah, we
I tell you, I saw McGilton stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands.
oh yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Counsel, make sense of this for me, please.
The phantom 5th passenger conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend never existed. Learned is not a slur, I can say this, on twitch.tv/Dobiwan. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little cozenage.
I'm fucking not that word.
I said it correctly, no one can tell me otherwise.
True.
That's true.
Beppo, explain yourself.
I'm terribly sorry, Guild Master.
A guild's fare is 4 pence across the board. You know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare?
It's so cold, and the last run of the day is always half empty.
Silent. You have been dishonest, coachman.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Slam.
You're a disgrace, Beppo. A disgrace. And your selfish actions has brought dishonor upon the entire guild. If I may, sir. I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week.
What?
What the fuck?
What?
4 passengers at 5 pence each is, yes, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I just can't make the result come out differently.
5 times 4 is the
math.
same as 4 times 5, who knew?
Math
Crazy.
is math. Now
Yeah,
you know.
have you tried redoing it until it comes out differently?
Just make a mistake.
No, that figures.
Shake my head. Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel for the defense, your cross examination, if you please.
What's this about a cross?
Do it, Dobby.
We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Was I supposed to
I
say?
am shaking my head. Off
Was I
camera.
supposed to say that?
I'm shaking my head off camera.
Yeah,
Have
it's time
I
to
mentioned
parse
my
it.
fun fact about the cross examinations yet? I've been meaning to
No.
literally since the start of the playthrough.
No, you have.
The first game to do multiple witnesses at once was the Professor Layton crossover spinoff.
You already mentioned that.
Okay, that's what I just asked.
We
I
forgot.
didn't know which fun fact.
Yeah, that's the thing. Which one, right?
Yeah.
There's
Anyway.
multiple points. I express
I've
everything
already
as
read
well.
this. That's why the text is green.
Hold it.
Yes, what is it?
So, there were only 4 passengers on your carriage, but you didn't charge them the standard 4 pence fare. Is that right?
I have nothing to say to you.
What's this symbol? Oh, if I want to, like...
Unfortunately, it's incredibly obvious when you need to.
Okay. So don't, like, mess around with it too much.
You can, but, like, there's no reason to. The Leighton one, there actually was, I think. I don't think it was, like, every time, but in this one, it's just every time. It's impossible to make the last run of the day pay. I was so cold. It was all I could do to stop myself passing out.
They steal money from people? What?
Yes.
I'm getting chilblains just listening
It's
to
chill
you.
blames.
Chilblains? What is that?
Chilblains.
Chilbrains?
He's too British now.
When she chills my blains too much.
Chilblains are skin damage caused by cold and humidity, usually affecting hands and feet.
I see.
Ah,
Feet?
Feet.
Did I hear feet?
It's just like the Jilly Street Fighter profile
Hmm.
decoration. It was terrible. So I wanted to give myself a pat on the back for even keeping the bus running.
corruption.
You can't sue me. I make the rules. Don't tell my boss that.
What?
Whack.
Doesn't a dedicated coachman deserve an extra penny per passenger?
You didn't
No.
pronounce that, please.
You're digging a deeper hole for yourself here. If only there had been a 5th passenger on the omnibus that night,
Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about?
then we would have had another suspect. Did you pay 5 pence?
Now talk to yourself.
Does that mean everyone on board that night paid 5 pence instead of 4?
Well, I paid 5 pence too, sir.
And I just told you that I did.
A flat fail of 5 pence across the board.
Hold it.
Hold it. It's not something to be proud of.
Hang on, I got a boat.
Good.
The so-called discrepancy my learned friend identified was nothing of the sort. Much like the phantom killer you so desperately needed, it's gone. Dead and buried.
Oh, I get it. He's a vampire.
Yes. The stakes could not be higher.
Okay. I'd have been happy if it had ever existed in the first place. Oh, did he fiddle you?
He did fiddle me.
Please explain about the fiddling.
Let me show you on this anatomically accurate doll where I was fiddled.
Please do not witness.
This blood-curdling sight. You mean the murder, I presume.
Yeah, you mean the fiddling?
Yes, sir.
He fiddled all over the place.
Did he first say it's fiddling time?
It was the fiddler, you see.
Judge, jury, judge.
A loathsome sight. No one should have to witness the horror in the eyes of a fiddler the moment his life is taken.
Oh, well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't see the exact moment the gent was stabbed.
Judge,
Good gracious. Really?
we have another witness who did, however. The banker has already testified to it. I will not use names. Only occupations. Not until Linnea's lobby.
Base.
But Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. That may turn out to be very significant.
I heard the banker gent next to me take a sharp intake of breath, see? And that's when I looked through the glass.
Is it true? Did you
Was
do
it you?
Did you do it? Excuse me. If I may, Mr. Fairplay.
Why does it rhyme?
What are you frolicking for now? That last statement appears to have given you pause for thought. Not really. By the way, you always seem to be looking to the side, one way or another. Do you have some affliction? Not really. He's not really willing to say anything, it seems. It's none of your business, anyhow.
By the way, when I said it's incredibly obvious when you need to, that wasn't it. And also, we haven't seen the full statement of the previous guy.
Is the joke that he's a banker, so he always has his head turned to the side so that he resembles a coin? Is that the joke?
Whoa,
maybe.
that's
He looks like Lincoln.
Yeah.
Linkin Park.
With a Waluigi mustache.
Dude, Linkin Park, dude.
God damn it. I tell you, I saw Mick Gilda stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands. Whatever. Press it. So you saw the defendant, Mr. McGilded, stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who was sitting next to him. That's what I said, isn't it?
Sure.
It's bothering
That's
me.
what I
before
just
it
lied to you
was.
about.
For just a brief moment, he hesitated before answering the question. Anyway, there was only the two of them inside the carriage, wasn't there?
There's been much talk of a fifth passenger, but as yet, zero evidence.
Then what are we wasting all this time for, eh? It's black and white. The man's guilty.
Why do they have to bring color into it?
Because Waluigi's been drained of his purple.
The thing about Mr. Fairplay's testimony just jars with me. Wish I could work out what it was. Suspicious. Okay, that needs to happen.
We haven't pressed that statement, and technically we still haven't pressed the third statement.
When you the press on the side, it cancels the press.
Yeah.
Well, so you just try pressing that one. If you're not careful when you press these witnesses, the danger is that the jury will end up believing something unhelpful, as they did before.
It's just gonna make me do it again. Maybe, but we can't let the fear of that happening stop us from uncovering what new information.
Yes,
Why are you so surprised?
yes, you're so right.
Oh, I'm so right. I need to pay careful attention.
Pay? Like
I
5
don't want
pence?
to miss even a flicker of reaction.
Remember, if you happen to spot one of the witnesses reacting on YouTube in a strange way, don't hesitate to pursue them as to the reason.
Pursue them.
Kids
Yeah.
react to receiving a guilty verdict in court.
Yeah, you just press the fifth one.
And third technically, but I don't know like if it'll matter.
Oh, for
How do I move to the next person without canceling?
Iruki?
D.
Yes.
The will of the D.
Will D. It's like WASD. It's like left and
Yeah.
right, like A and D.
Yeah, the fifth one is the only one you didn't press. The third one, but it felt like it was concluded pretty much at that point, so try the fifth one.
These controls don't make any sense.
It's like just A and D as if they were like left and right, like Iruki's.
Like you're playing a shooter game.
Move to the right.
More.
You can't say fiddle, dude. Come on.
How do I go to his left? Okay.
More.
It's like don't think of it as were they all in the stand, but like first message, second message, third message, fourth message, fifth message.
More. Go to the fifth one. You can see the diamond shape. Now press that bitch.
So this is the only one I have not pressed. Correct?
Yes.
Press it.
Hold it.
Earlier, you testified that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you?
Oh, yes, that's right.
Hold on, let me look at these papers. It said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding the knife in an ice pick grip. Looks cold.
I suppose. I might have, yes. Put the cart before the horse, maybe.
What's this? Oh, whoa.
Well, I'm quite sure about most of it. I was just driving the horses when I heard a scream from the seats of the roof deck.
Oh, I expect that was me, sir.
And then when I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor, and the knife was sticking up out of his midriff. That's right, yes. And the fellow holding the handle was the famous man, yes.
So, in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all.
I really thought I did, but when I go over to get it in my head, no. I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment of the stabbing, did I?
Wow, one
That is not important. You don't need to look at him eating his cane. It's not important, I assure you.
Why are you doing this? Okay. Excuse me.
Sir, eating cane's illegal.
Yeah, so like I said, it's incredibly obvious.
Do
What
you
do
have
you
something
mean?
to say about that?
I didn't notice anything.
Now, you listen to me. I know what you're thinking. You didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Eh? Are you asking me or telling me? He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some information from him if I answer him cleverly. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed? Some days are like that.
They do be like that.
They do
Some
be like
days
that.
are like that.
I like how
honestly.
blasé this sounds. Like, yeah,
That is
maybe.
true.
It'd be like
That
that
is
sometimes.
true, right? Is there any reason that this isn't true?
It's
Should I
just
be-
the game being funny, so just say much.
Is the game just being funny? I'm just gonna say that. Well, I suppose some days are like that.
Well, he says it like
Sooner or
this.
later, you'll see something you wish you hadn't. If you're always peeping through a skylight on the top of an omnibus. What? But peeping, I'm a respectable city banker, I'll have you know. And I know what I saw. I remember it as clear as a Ballarat day.
Bollatro?
Bollatro.
It was a grim scene. I
Balatro
don't
moment.
mind telling you.
Judge, stop playing Bollatro.
Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. The judge is old, it takes time.
Oh, excuse me if I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord. My lord.
I would ask you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about what exactly you saw.
Oh, I can do that alright. I'll tell you just how grim it was.
Bonus statement added.
Did you think I'd forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands after that butcher stabbed the man?
No, that's not the press button.
That's also not it.
I do like
No,
his
no,
point.
That's not it, yeah.
But they're going the wrong way.
It's the sixth statement, the one that just appeared.
Should I like see if I can just change the controls for him?
Oh, surprisingly, yes.
Nice.
Hey, look, you can see all the buttons now. No, see, it just was there, so I don't know.
That's what I was saying. Like it's literally just A keys.
It was like, I pressed D and it was like, skip the entire thing.
Yeah, because you press it on the fifth one, which takes it like on the last one, which takes it to the like them kind of discussing what they just heard, and then it goes back to the first one.
Yeah, I thought it would loop back to the first one when I did that.
Yeah, no, it
does,
does,
but
but yeah,
there's a cutscene in between.
yes.
Which usually the cutscene has a clue. Yeah, so yeah, the 6th one is the new one.
Now we can press this and get more information.
Yes.
Blood soaked? Ahem. Well, perhaps soaked is laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it.
Amazing.
Both of them?
Incorrect.
You know, I was gonna
You
make
saw
the
that from the roof?
joke, but I was worried it would actually just be right somehow, so I didn't.
Through the skylight? Well, the skylight's reasonably large, so I had a pretty good view. And there was a lamp on inside the carriage as well, so I'm quite sure of what I saw. Spanker's latest statement. I feel sure there's something not quite right about it.
Also, Neludo, because you pressed on the last statement, it counts as if the game looped the statements, therefore we're now in the loop. I am now giving
You've
you
completed
a clue.
the time loop.
I am now giving you a clue that the 6th one is weirdly suspicious.
Okay.
Just press my dialogue.
If only we had some kind of evidence.
That's when you should have a good look through the court record for your evidence to
My
present.
God, you're so right.
She was so right for them.
Technically, this is the start of the loop, but the cutscene. But either way,
This trial very near the internet. But didn't we already do this?
No, we already observed it's the gloves that will slap on his ass, but
We already did this, right? So we're good.
yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Somehow we've managed to keep our chances alive here. I can't waste this cross-examination. I have to use it to bring some new facts to light. Oh no. We already read this.
Skip. I will skip through.
Yep.
Mash harder. Gasp. I'm fucking stupid.
yeah. I was gonna say, I think you just hold the button down. My learned friend, you're not really about to tell the man he didn't see the murder because of one glove, are you?
Shit, if it worked for OJ.
You did it too many times.
No, now mash harder again.
I think you can just hold it. Yeah. And that works on the cross-examined statements also if you've already read them.
Stuck in a freaking time loop.
Yes. I just got done playing in Stars in Time. That's enough time loose for me.
Wow, the gameplay
Nah,
loop for
it's
this game is
6th.
crazy.
Alright. What should I do, chat?
Present.
My learned friend, you're not really about to tell the man he's incorrect based on one glove that doesn't have blood on it, are you?
Yes.
God damn it.
Motherfucker.
Blood soaked hands? Well, I admit that soaked might be laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar. What? Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilden, on the night in question. Oh, yes, right. And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain there. But, as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove. Darg!
What? Oh, he eating
That's gonna kill himself.
Yanking my cane, if you know what I mean.
By
Just
Gherkin,
short,
gherkin.
Mr. Fairplay. Point. Your testimony is inconsistent. Death!
Death!
Yeah! But, no, that can't be right.
League of Legends.
I think I was 6.
Grandma.
So you're the liar here then.
Yeah! That's right. You were quite clear about it. You said, "Grr, it was both hands." Grr.
So much moaning.
Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is that really the truth? God, I mean...
In the town.
It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands. It was only one. But the fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused.
Objection. No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands, which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court. Gah!
My learned friend, do you really believe someone would come into a court of God and lie?
Yes.
Why? Why? I'm a city banker, for pity's sake. My word should be the gold standard.
Boo.
I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe.
I love Gutter Snipe, it's my
Upstanding
favorite
members
part.
of society don't prevaricate.
Prevaricate.
Can we look that one up too, please? He's claiming to have no reason to lie.
Prevaricate. P-E. I'm not finishing that.
You gotta do the spelling bee. Is that really the case?
Speak or act in an evasive way.
Not with a sound.
Oh, thank you.
If we have some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, it could turn the tide in this trial completely.
Hmm.
Or we get
My
some
learned
I
friend, you can't possibly believe you'd have some way to implicate the witness.
Something to show this man has a compelling reason to lie. I must have evidence, or else this wouldn't be a pop-up, I think.
You do. We went to
You're correct with like 90% accuracy occasionally.
Okay, are they gonna do a fake out?
I don't know about this game, but like it's not 100% of the time.
Oh yeah, also,
You-
pressing is free 99% of the time. There's a 1% where it's not free.
There's like 2 testimonies in the entire series.
Yep.
My lord. My lord.
Oh, sorry. Yes, counsel.
The defense is ready to present evidence.
By Joe, Bon Jovi? Are you
Bon
sure?
Jovi.
Yes.
By Jean Bon Jovi, are you sure?
Evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had reason to lie in his testimony. Yeah!
The guy's throating that. Very well. I hereby call on the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates a motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court.
Take that! This is a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilden.
Yes, a list of innocent victims crippled by the accused's extortion.
The point is, among the names of these debtors is your name.
Among Us?
No. Mr. Bruce Fairplay.
What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused?
No, well, it's barely worthy of being called a debt.
What the fuck is he doing with that king, bro?
According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say?
I don't know.
But how much money is that?
Well,
Well,
is $2 billion? It's $20. One of the two. True.
well, what of it? Let's suppose Mr. McGilded were to be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case?
These documents states that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to a capital punishment, outstanding debts which were owed to him would be annulled. They would cease to exist.
Cease to exist.
You really would get somebody charged for murder for $20.
Yeah, so would I.
I really think it's not that much because the carriage was like, well, no, guineas and pence are different.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's
Yeah.
that much. Mr. Hairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw in a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant? Good. Gah!
He's throating his
Is
things.
that a
Yeah.
cane or this triple pole?
Ah, yes.
Order! 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 Monsieur Bruce Fairplay.
Yes, my lord.
Let me ask you again. And be aware that your answer may have the most serious implications upon your future, sir.
Why even ask him at this point?
Did you or did you not have sexual relations with that man? See the precise moment in time at which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the
Is
victim.
alleged to have thrust into the victim.
Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony. Alright, now let's not make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch. A pinch. But it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on Mr. McGilded's hands. Both of them.
Objection!
And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained. So you keep saying... Oops.
Sorry. I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir.
Go ahead, Mr. First.
Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself, as it happens.
Seeing what?
The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think... Yes, I'm almost sure that it was on both of his hands, not just one.
What? What?
I have a
evidence
fun
is wrong.
fact.
Go ahead.
I have a fun fact for everybody.
Go ahead.
So, a guinea is so old that like it's really hard to convert to modern currency, and is valued more as a collector item. But because a guinea is mostly made out of actual gold, each guinea is worth roughly $400.
He's willing to send a man to jail for $400.
Well, that's
no,
one
No,
guinea.
That's
Yeah,
one
that's
guinea.
Yeah, he owed
It's
20.
80,000?
Oh shit.
8,000?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. It
Yeah,
would
like,
appear that. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
So, you know,
It's
not a lot of
like-
money.
No. See, you remember that's 8,000 of the times.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
it's
it's
more
like
like-
5 billion now.
Yeah.
So it's more like 80,000 plus almost. Like
Fair enough.
He actually was
Understandable.
holding on. He actually was-
Understandable reasoning.
I
Yeah.
would send you all to jail for a sandwich.
Damn.
True.
Fair.
It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from all you witnesses. This time, I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see.
Well, that's a lot of stuff that I didn't see. Let me go.
My lord, I
Do I make myself
did not see the murder.
perfectly clear?
Yars.
What the fuck?
And now the sun, he became a pirate.
Yar.
This is good news.
Yeah.
The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly, at last.
Oh my god, we're out of the time loop, thank god. Yes! I might finally have a chance to turn things around here.
The music is fast.
Things are heating up.
It's a
sincerely
new.
remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters.
I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attackers' hands with blood on them.
Didn't actually see anything myself, no. Not until I heard that scream.
Beppo should be sent to fucking jail.
Why am I being sent to jail? I distinctly said I didn't see anything.
I need a
$5.
blanket. Anyway, the fact remains there can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we all would have seen.
Wait a second. We have evidence for that.
Yes.
Well, lo and behold. In truth of fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated.
I'm glad the scales behind him are still shifted in our favor.
I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. Grr, that much incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it.
Can you read that line out again with something in your mouth to like mimic what he would sound like?
Hmm.
Let me grab like a cloth and just get behind you and just.
What? You're gonna what?
I'm gonna strangle him.
That's really not what testimony is about.
Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more.
Get along with
That's
this
the
guy.
magic omnibus.
Me when she omnis my bus.
The
Is she
victims-
stroking me off till I beef?
Yeah.
I will not read my line until the courtroom is silent. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witnesses' accounts. Get it? Count.
Oh, he's like a vampire. I get it.
In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case. Thank you, Judge.
Slam. Very well. You're cross-examined. Oh, I get it. He's a vampire. Please, counsel.
Yes, my lord.
It gets funnier every single time I say it. I want you guys to know.
Yep.
Slam that press button more.
Okay, I definitely pressed this already though.
Nope.
I think,
No,
Actually, not
no.
possible.
that this is new stuff.
Yeah, this is-
But I think Fred and I already know
Alright, just
what we're.
fuck it.
It's fine. There's a
Hold
lot of
it.
fluff. That's part of the game. Fluffing. Yeah.
No, the
The
evidence
fluffing is
tells
part of the
us
game.
otherwise. The evidence. What about the gloves? We have the gloves the defendant was wearing on the night in question in the court record. I'm well aware of that, sir. But nevertheless, I know what I saw and I stand by it. The man had blood on both his hands. Client, even in the face of hard evidence. He's steadfastly refusing to admit that he might be mistaken about what he saw. But why?
Wow, I wonder why.
Your reasoning is dire.
Can read your mind.
One hand or two. The salient point remains unchanged.
People keep reading my mind like in every single scene. It's
True.
just really annoying.
My learned friend is not very good at concealing his thoughts. I can read him like a book. Minutes after the grim crime, the victim's blood dripped guiltily from the accused's fingers.
Delicious.
Guilty.
As opposed to not guiltily dripped.
Naruto doesn't know, but every time he thinks in his mind, he accidentally speaks it out loud, and he never
Yeah.
noticed.
That must be it.
It gets addressed at least once, and it's really funny, and it's like press dialogue, so I will like be bitching if we don't see it.
Press it.
Don't try to downplay this.
Downplay my nuts.
Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime, Smash is a matter of fundamental importance, as well you know. Gar, but for crying out loud, we all know that no one else could possibly have done it. I was just trying to save us all some time. You have a loan of 20 guineas outstanding with the defendant, do you not? You hoped to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring the defendant was found guilty. That's not entirely not what I was hoping for. I just lost a little guinea or 10 when I backed the wrong horse in the Derby, that's all.
Bro, bet spent $1,000 on the horse.
Hey, gambling,
Let's go gambling.
Yeah.
Yay!
I-
Gambling.
I was going to win it all back. There's a fixture this weekend that's a sure thing. A little guinea or 10. I'm a banker. No one bats an eye if I borrow a little spending money for the weekend. Just a few $1,000, Shake my head.
My lord.
Judge me. Please judge me.
Oh, sorry. I think you may have revealed rather more about your character than you bargained for, sir.
This witness's scruples are not on trial here.
What the fuck is
Proceed
this?
to the next witness. I will make sure I am not the prosecutor when they are.
Whether or not he's good or bad is irrelevant to the case, I believe. Is that really how it's supposed to work?
BRB 2 minutes, by the way. Voice me if I appear late on.
A feeling of doubt or hesitation with regard to the morality or propriety of a course of action.
Yeah, that's basically. Yeah.
You are scrupled.
Should I press
When
this?
she scruples my...
Definitely saw that too. Blood on both hands.
Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Only one of Mr. McGilded's gloves have any sign of blood on them.
That's right.
The thing is, as far as I remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGilded sitting beside the other fellow, I don't believe he was wearing any gloves, sir.
He had no
Wasn't-
finger.
He wasn't wearing these gloves.
That's correct, sir. And I saw the blood on both of his bare hands quite clearly.
True that the dark colored stain on the dark leather gloves wouldn't have been easy to see.
I should point out that the police officer who apprehended the accused on the night in question reported that there was no trace of blood on Mr. McGilded's gloved hands.
There wasn't blood on his hands?
This is, puzzling indeed.
This must be significant somehow. I'm sure of it. Alright. Did you see anything? You didn't
How
see
about you marry him?
anything? Of course not.
Oh, yes, sir. That is to say, no, sir, I didn't. Very sorry about what I said before, sir. Very sorry, yes. It was very wrong of me to make up stories and say I saw him stab the man. Wouldn't you agree, sir?
I know what you're insinuating, but I certainly wasn't making up stories. Still, say that you saw nothing isn't right either, is it?
No, sir. I saw nothing at all.
Mr. Beppo, you were driving your horses. At the very least, you must have enjoyed a good view of London streets, no?
Cringe.
Sir, you're stupid. That's not what I meant when I said I didn't see anything. I meant I didn't see anything correlated to the crime. It's like you're a foreigner who's never been here before. God. If I may borrow the prosecutor's phrase, my learned friend has a lot to learn about London. Yes.
Just dare you.
Critical hit, sir.
You didn't even see that.
It was so cold that night, you see. It was all I could do to keep myself from passing out, sir.
He said that already.
Yes, my head was fairly frozen solid. So sorry to say, sir. It would seem prudent to avoid travel on the last omnibus service of London's cold winter nights.
Man.
I had to read that without laughing.
He
One
literally
take.
said, like, my fucking witness.
Van Zeeks is great.
Wah. Beppo.
Thank you for reading that for me.
I said that already. Ah! It's gonna get more seductive each time, so I'll hit and skip the message. Ah!
Is that true? Is that a fact?
Also
Hold
on
it.
that.
Welcome
Yes,
back.
Lord.
Everything you saw the instant was through the
I
skylight.
was able
on the
to
roof.
impersonate you flawlessly when Susato had to speak.
She did.
I have my headphones.
We didn't even know
That's
you were
right.
gone.
It was fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over.
Oh yes, I remember. I was shivering. It was so bitter.
Judge Chambers. Which rather begs the question of why the pair of you were sitting on the roof deck in the first place. Wait, actually, Judge is smart? There's no fucking way.
Well, I don't know about this young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin.
His hat's too tall.
Oh, why not? It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door. It was locked. That's right. And it's a public bus service, for pity's sake. That's not what I call fair play.
Oh, I
Uh-huh,
get
I
it,
get
because
it.
his name's Fair Play.
He's
Yeah.
like some kind of fair play.
Wow.
And he looks like Waluigi.
Yes, I had exactly the same experience. I tried knocking, but the gent inside just gestured at me to clear off. So I had no choice but to climb up to the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below.
Well, I can assure you, I wasn't just looking down. I was glaring, long and hard.
What?
That's precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else at all in that cabin, I would have noticed.
Unequivocal, I would say.
I would have said a shorter word, but you do you, man.
I'm not
Yes,
sure
but I'm
about
a
these two
vampire.
witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight?
They might not have been able to, because
My
we know
love
about the
friend,
secret
please,
compartment.
What are you pondering about?
I mean,
straight up pondering my orbs.
I guess that there might be a certain angle where they couldn't have seen things.
I mean, I'm still thinking about the secret compartment.
Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You were riding this omnibus. I witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight in the floor of the upper deck. Is that right? That's right, yes. In that case,
A lot of talking for Amp.
there
Nope.
is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you. What?
By golly, really?
Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
Objection!
Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend.
I'm gonna keep saying that.
The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here, in the flesh. Because I'm a vampire.
Judge!
I will
Very
call you a
well.
slur if the judge doesn't speak.
I will uphold the prosecution's demand. You will identify the area on this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Where exactly in the omnibus are you suggesting that this potential extra passenger could have been situated?
Is it the back seat? I forget. We have to. We can double check the court record if we want to.
Actually, were they sat on the back top or the
It
front?
literally
top?
doesn't
Probably
matter.
the back. Probably the.
It was the seat, right?
It should be. It should
I'm
be
guessing
the
it was the back one, but
Yeah, it should be the back one because they should be sitting on the back and then they can see the seat, but they can't see what's there in front of them.
Take that. Both rows of seats in the roof face in the direction of traffic, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means the visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight, is as I've drawn here.
Oh my god, what an angle!
wow,
Ah,
better not peek that.
Ah!
Oh,
That, that's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one in which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it. Yeah.
go! It's
objection.
quite possible some phantom was sitting there. You Nipponese have a forbidden habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity.
What?
It's funny.
Why is he so straight up racist? I concur with the racist prosecution's rejoinder. In a British court of law, not Nipponese, evidence is paramount.
Okay.
If you wish to understand why I'm so racist, then
I
Keep
cannot
playing the game.
entertain this conjecture, counsel. I
all
do
will
not
be
wish to
revealed in
know.
time.
That is, unless you're willing, you're able to put a name, a British name, to this mysterious passengers to whom you allude.
It's the Phantom of the Opera.
And you, Nerudo-san?
Hmm.
It's actually Naruhodo who killed the man.
It was me.
Actually don't know. Who could it have been? Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses on the roof deck? I have no idea.
don't think we do have a clue.
Ugh, I have literally no idea.
Because we kind of just came out of the blue. Anyways. But as a proud citizen of the Japanese Empire, you will look to the sky and walk on, making sure all signs of tears are gone.
I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to say Japanese Empire anymore.
At the time, it still was. At the time period. Go on.
This isn't just a case of going on. This is that.
Tolan.
Okay, alright, I'll go on.
Stares intently.
She's like,
the
I will
defense-
kill you.
The defense would like to put forward a name.
She already drew
This
it
is
from him,
amusing.
like,
I will fill
5
up my
times.
cup. You are a fool.
She can and will kill him.
That response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. A toast to hard lessons not yet learned by my learned friend.
Like, Judge Jury.
Let us not delay, counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat.
Hold on. Oof, this could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. On that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was... It was Male Strongheart.
We got him, boys.
We got him.
Surely not.
It
Isn't
could
this-
be McGilded,
It can't be McGilded, he's the one accused.
but
And then he could be on the other side.
yeah. Well, so remember the thing I'm thinking about is
Arby's.
McGilded wasn't wearing gloves and didn't have blood on his hands.
Uh-huh.
So what if he just wasn't the guy sitting next to him? I think it was brought up previously, like last time we were here and played this, that somebody said like it would be difficult to tell exactly who it is from like the upwards angle.
Yeah. So
At
it's
least
like-
that's my thought process.
So McGilded was sitting in the blind
feel like-
spot, and the person that everyone saw stab the guy was actually not McGilded.
Yeah, I
Right.
feel like this can only go two ways. One being McGilded or the witness was on the other side, and the other being somehow, some way, there was a third person in the cabin.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah, McGilded-
it's not the prosecutor.
I know the
Even-
resolution, but like I genuinely don't know like the right now. So
Even though he's so sus. He's so sus. It's not him. This is the victim, so no. It's not the driver.
So
It's
yeah,
not-
no, sir, I'm not the victim, sir.
made
I
by
don't
process.
think it's them, okay? They were on top, for sure.
So yeah, by a process of elimination, it's probably McGilded.
Like, everyone else is so ridiculous. Like, it would be...
It's
It was Susato! No. It would be so far out of left field for anyone else. So I think it has to be.
Hmm.
Take that! The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded. MZ.
Mr. McGilded?
Sorry, I saw you.
What are you talking about, cousin? That's the name of the defendant, I think.
Did the
I've been
music
asleep
stop
this entire
because he's
trial.
right or because he's wrong?
What? What?
Has that not happened yet?
No.
Okay, hang on.
No.
Hang on. If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hallowed chalice, do forgive the discourtesy.
What is a man?
Miserable
I'm
pile of
thinking-
secrets.
Lord Van Zeeks. Sorry, I was drinking.
People talk of those tiny island notions and the
What the
follies
fuck?
as having a learning and culture of their own.
What the hell? You base?
But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly.
Okay.
Wow. What are you trying to say?
I'm
He's
trying to
become
say
bigger.
you're stupid,
Damn.
and I'm racist.
Damn.
Let me explain in terms that
What
even
the
a student of
fuck?
an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to this fact. It's the very premise on which this case is built.
Objection. But
Objection.
that premise may be wrong.
What?
If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way.
What inconsistency, counsel?
The defendant's gloves, my lord.
Told you.
Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claim that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Objection.
Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains.
Well, I'm getting there, hold on. The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance.
Their stance is +1 in neutral. Yes, their
True.
testimony remains unchanged.
Exactly. They both adamantly swear that
Who's
they clearly
Adam?
remember blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth. There was
I was
somebody
telling the
else
truth.
beside the victim that night. A third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands. Both of them.
And who was this third party?
Dunno.
Obviously, the true culprit.
That's the question.
Extraordinary.
Please name this person.
It's the judge. Oh,
It's Stephanie McGee on the fucking jury.
What exactly are you postulating?
The defense's postulation is just that. Nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused.
Objection. But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces.
They were wearing
I called that
hats.
dude. I remembered things.
Yes, hats. The tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them though.
But if the top of their heads were obscured, how do you know they were wearing hats?
That's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted.
You can't say that in 2024.
Hatters, too, do tend to notice such things, sir.
In what particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. Furs?
I've never been more prepared for such a question in my entire life.
That's like the best question ever.
This is so relevant. This is so relevant to the case right now.
It is.
Ace Attorney is a very serious and enjoyable story, Ace Attorney.
Yes.
I'm afraid I don't remember, actually.
Never mind.
All this for that?
Oh, and you call yourself a hatter?
A Mad Hatter.
Cut to credits.
The style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin.
Can you be sure?
Because if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGilded, would undoubtedly have offered to depose the fact.
What?
Right?
The fact that they were hatted.
Unless, that is, you were proposing an even more preposterous explanation?
Secret
That's pretty much
compartment.
how
Secret
this
compartment.
series
That
works.
the hat was the true killer.
True.
But deposed, removed from office suddenly and forcefully. That the accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, actually.
He's right. If there was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilden would have been unaware of it.
Alright.
But wasn't he asleep?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, name was Judge.
Order!
Scrambles of fatties.
Get out of the courtroom! There is clearly a simple solution to this quote-unquote problem, unquote, period.
Good.
Is Judge about to be smart for a change?
No.
Oh. Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand.
For a second, I thought the judge knew how the case was gonna go.
Yeah, that's
I
what
was like, damn.
that's what I was saying.
The case is like, it was Van Zeek's all along.
Got him.
No, no, not until later.
Well,
I mean-
what say you, counsel?
The prosecution objects, my lord.
On what grounds?
On what grounds? On coffee grounds.
As a suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police.
Are you updating our autopsy report?
What if there's some reason why he's unable to
Technology
speak
has
freely?
not advanced high enough for me to update the autopsy report. You do not need to worry, my learned friend. Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian.
Yeah, you're goddamn right.
You keep comparing everyone to me.
It's because I'm racist. If it indeed turns out that the man has been withholding information, you can be sure
will
it will have
kill
been a
him.
most deliberate act.
No killing. Counsel for the defense. What is your opinion?
My lord?
I fell
yes.
asleep halfway through.
McGilded. Guys, should we ask Miss McGilded just leave him alone? But just let him sleep.
Sneep.
Let him chill. No, we have to demand testimony. What are we doing?
True.
Come
It's fine. If you said no, the game would have forced you to say yes.
Oh.
on. Okay.
Probably.
Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth.
I'm raising my hand to speak.
Excuse me, the defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand.
Oh boy.
In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury.
Who cares?
Why?
Go on.
Ah, yes. I need a little time to consider this.
Why?
If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGillen has to say.
Get the man out here, I say.
His knife is still stuck. Felix.
It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony.
When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild.
And a lot of cocaine.
My whole body's a horseshoe.
Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say? Oh yes, that would be lovely.
She really likes McGilded, huh?
Yes, the jury says the man must be heard.
Very well, the court will hear the defendant's testimony.
I am shaking my head in disappointment.
Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once.
It seems this courtroom is run
This
by
is the
people
stand.
with the intelligence of my learned friend.
True.
What the Sigma?
Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear.
It's the judge. Let the proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilded. Have you been listening to the discourse of the day?
I got discourse on Twitter, if that's what you're asking about. To be sure I have, my lord.
My lord,
Judge.
there are now 2 matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal the fact from the police?
Begad, no. It is not in my nature to hide anything at all.
Just answer the questions, please.
The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Though it tells you all, or keep me mouth shut.
Tell us what, Mr. McGilded?
He said use.
A fine fella representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger.
It's true!
Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened.
You... What? What? What?
Me when I'm aiding and abetting the murder.
No, Magnus McGilded. That convenient excuse can't save you now.
I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Van Zeeks. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you.
Which was?
It was funny.
Did it for the memes.
Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and not in any way involved, you see.
What?
If the police had known about the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord.
He's a groomer. And who was this young child of whom you speak?
That I don't know.
You don't know?
Aye. Well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage that night. That's how I pronounce it now. I never saw her before or since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man.
That's true.
The prosecution calls for the witness's statements to be disregarded by the court.
Immediately disregard.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings.
What?
What?
Bang.
Huh?
She's
smoke!
Irish.
Fire! There's a fire! Look, someone's away! After them! It's no use! I can't see anything without smoke!
Dying! What's going on?
No, she's Irish. There was a car outside.
Be careful, Naruto-san. Cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
The entire omnibus.
I
The
hereby
entire
call an
omnibus.
emergency recess.
Still you, Judge.
Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
Custody.
Yes.
You were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid scenes of chaos, people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended.
Huzzah!
Can we continue?
Was
Continue.
That was an
Fred, what's the
incredible
time check?
cliffhanger. Massive cliffhanger.
Huge.
you massive save game.
I can't say it again.
Save.
Fred, what's your time check?
That's fine.
Do we want to keep going
We
then?
keep going, shot.
We can.
I can keep going.
Okay, let me.
Is that-
Well, I was gonna say let me run to the restroom, but like, I'm probably not gonna have lines, so if Von Zeke shows up, someone just be racist. Easy.
Alright,
Right.
go ahead.
I can do that.
Feels like that's a job for me.
Some men hear their calling.
Alright.
I know mine.
What on earth just happened there?
Naruto-san, I've managed to find out what happened.
Mrs. Addo.
I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke.
A type of grenade that smokes.
A smoke grenade. It sounds just like the sort of thing ninjas use.
You-
They're
you
just
can't say
making
the
sure
end.
everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long.
But who would have done something like that?
The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently.
Flee the courtroom. Why?
Well, it's a young girl of around 15 here.
A young girl. Then could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about?
I'm back.
My thoughts exactly.
A young girl living in a lonely world.
So it was-
She took the midnight omnibus going anywhere.
Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There are so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not even here.
Hanky was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions. Along with the young girl.
Who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial?
And what size shoes does she wear?
No, what kind of hat does she wear? That's the real question.
True.
She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself?
There's another matter that's troubling me.
What is that?
The 20 pence.
White pants.
According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence at each.
That's a lot of pants.
That comes to almost 20 pence, exactly. I know how to do math.
Whoa, you're so smart. But now it seems there were, in fact, 5 passengers.
Ah, but you see now, though I'm a woman who knows math, that's actually rare this time period.
True.
What the segment?
Which means the figures don't seem to add up again. I still know my math.
She's right, that is strange.
I would say I'm proud of my learned friend's basic math abilities, but she is Nipponese.
Counsel for the defense, getting to proceed to the courtroom. The trial will commence in 5 minutes.
Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away.
We'll
Well-
go and gay away.
Whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial.
Well, now soon enough, Mrs. Addo.
Yes.
Yes.
Who has the least dialogue right now?
B. I'm stuck
Okay.
voicing Carol's.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah.
It's fine, actually. It's just funny.
The worst day in Fred's life.
Anyway, best go.
Interacting with women.
It just sucks because I have like one woman voice. Holy shit.
I love her.
Wait, who's that?
She is great,
There she is.
but she's a
There's
child,
young
so I
girl.
love her like a father.
Of course.
Hmm.
Yes.
Dobby,
Young
go to
girl.
jail.
Don't question it. Don't question it.
Can I pass
Dobby,
go
we're
first?
coming for you.
Look, there she is. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before.
I feel
Fred, I
a
hope you're
great
ready for the accent.
disturbance. Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded.
Sorry I ratted you out.
Now then, Lord Van Zeeks.
My lord.
I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled the proceedings earlier.
It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army.
Ye gods. The army? What the Sigma?
No.
Good.
It was an elaborate attempt by the young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught,
Hot.
and now occupies the stand.
She's still JoJo posing.
Yes. She's standing there menacingly.
Judge,
Judge,
Your name, girl. Sorry, I was clearing my throat.
Dot, dot.
Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which introduced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior?
plot twist, she's mute, no one has to voice her.
true.
Bog.
Preggers.
Ahem. If I may, my lord.
Ahem, right the Sigma. Yes, Mr. McGill.
I think perhaps I ought to explain here.
He's frozen.
Why is it that this wee lass was here in the first place? And why she tried to bolt like that? This is all tied up with the events of that night, so it is.
Slam. Very well, Mr. McGilded. Please give us your very Irish testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case. Wang.
Vampiric ellipses.
What did happen then? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything.
Don't be coy with me, Mr. Ryonosuke.
The young.
On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off.
I'm on
Then-
heroin because I'm Irish.
And then Begorra, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with the fair start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding their wee self away.
I remain somewhat baffled, I confess, but from what I gather, on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding dirty in the omnibus, is that correct?
Yes, but I'm the one that goes to jail, apparently.
Yeah.
Yes. 'Tis exactly as the defense counsel said. This last was the fifth passenger, my lord.
Judge,
Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
She's not old enough to be examined, only cross-examined.
Are you ready, counsel?
Yes, my lord. Or rather, no.
Yes, actually, no, we pass.
I have no idea where to start. Smug.
I already read this bit.
Press.
So,
And when you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board?
There were not. The cabin was empty and there was no one on the roof deck either.
You were the first passenger, as it were. I see.
Aye. And that's why I took the backside as I did. Tis the most comfortable, so it is.
He does look like somebody who takes the backside.
True.
Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat?
You didn't say the backside.
By all means. Tis how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, tis the most comfortable and least likely to be stabbed position. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well.
Hold it!
Loud thud, you'd say. A scream?
Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? Twas like the sound of someone falling to the ground.
Thing.
That sort of noise.
Do you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor, having been stabbed?
Well, now, you'll remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fella on the floor.
You didn't see anyone. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream.
Ah, from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume.
Not above me, no, my lord. 'Twas from inside the cabin.
It was beauty that killed the beast.
True. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before me eyes.
You sat him up, the victim? He was bleeding. Don't you know the proper medical procedure?
Listen, kid, I've got $1 million, which means I've hemorrhaged brain cells. That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you?
Yes.
'Tis common courtesy, so it is.
I find that a little hard to believe.
That's
Yeah,
because you have no manners.
I was thinking that.
Listen, invite me into your house. I cannot enter on my own, and then we'll see who has manners.
Alright, Lord Van Zeeks. Now, why would that be?
Just fucking
Ara.
You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is.
You forget I'm a millionaire. I was never upstanding in the first place. As you know, I'm something of a special line of business.
The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest.
Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, were it all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle of trouble.
Are you suggesting that you were just going to leave the man there?
Heavens alive, no. I was always intended to report it, so I was. Only I had a mind to find out the whys and the wherefores and so forth. So first,
The whys and the wherefores and the so forth and the yeah.
so it is. Right, you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling.
And I
Now
would
we
have gotten
scream.
away with it too, if it weren't for you, kid.
Those meddling, fiddling kids. That wee scream I heard. Wouldn't your good self do just the same?
Yes, at the scene, he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsed.
And then I turned to find out where that scream had come from.
Okay, press it. I'm afraid I don't understand. What do you mean by turning? I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim.
So I did, sir. So I did. Now, as far as I could see, that is.
What do you mean by that?
Well, now, 'tis a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up, it came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside.
What?
He followed.
Good gracious.
Under your backside.
And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage.
Now the son, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember? We already did that down there.
The thing that we already did. Yes, of course. The whole bus was submitted as evidence. Thank you for reminding me.
This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around.
Yes, we should totally do that.
And that's when I found her.
Okay. You say she was hiding herself?
Aye, that's right. 'Twas hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. And when our eyes met, well, me heart nearly stopped beating in me chest.
You're really overacting.
Still and all, well, I pulled her out from under there and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chin wag with her.
The seat opposite?
Yeah, next to the dead guy. Oh, I was joking, but all right.
Gross.
You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir.
Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see.
You see?
I am old.
And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. Fella's voice this time.
Presumably that scream was Mr. Furs, who was sitting on the roof deck seats.
Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, you must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with the knife in his belly.
In other words, your previous witnesses did not in fact see you at all, Mr. McGilden. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Messer Misson.
Muscle.
Aye, my
Hey.
lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight.
She's still not saying anything. Slam! It is certainly plausible.
We already established she's mute.
The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused, perhaps, with this young girl.
Equally headed, if you'll note.
Yes, same hat.
After that, of course. With the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses.
Plan. Thank you, I've heard enough. You will be executed. The events
Shit.
are explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Would that ass do?
You
Who's
can't
the
say
girl?
that about her.
Go to
Who
jail.
Go to jail.
Is she frozen? Statue?
Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord.
Got it in one.
She's a chancer. Earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket in
What?
ordinary parlance.
This girl here, a petty thief. Yes. Oda! Oda!
What up?
Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question.
Done.
Done.
Oh, I'm dead.
Oh my god.
How dare you? What's the meaning of this?
Gone.
She teleported.
Vanishes.
No. The girl, she gone.
She's in my hat.
I think that's her.
Open your eyes. Oh, I'm fucking no voice. I'm over here.
The H was silent.
Good gracious. How?
What was the point in that little sidestep?
I knew what you all did. Grown-ups are all the same.
That's better.
This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught in the job. She got herself bad to a corner, so she knifed a gent.
Knifed is a verb now, thank you.
Go
Colin.
on. That's what you're in your head, ain't it?
What the fuck is happening?
No, no, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth.
Go
Done.
I love her. She's great.
I'm dead.
Look, nice for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All you need for what they do is these fingers. I'm professional, right? You didn't know your eyes, but I got pride in what I do.
Oh, let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs.
Oh, and these? Yeah. This was in a bag I lifted the other day. That way they keep the four wheels drags. It's nice, innit? I like the pink best.
Ah, do not point that thing in my direction again. I'm scared.
Hello, bailiff. Hello, bailiff. Bailiff, please
Yeah,
take it away.
Come help me. Hello?
If Van Zeeks doesn't get shot at some point, the scream.
So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question.
Turns.
Gliz.
Dot dot dot.
Turns. This alright, lass? Tell him the truth now.
Alright, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said.
The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case.
We accept Gina Lestrade as evidence and she gets put into the folder.
Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question.
Alright, if I have to. Okay.
Now there's two of us with funny accents.
Yeah.
By Jove,
So we
they'll
snuck
multiply.
inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses like always.
What the fuck is she saying?
Was I don't waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles today. I tell you can't see a blind thing that hide in place. It's bitching there. Then, after a while, I heard this loud bang. It nearly jumped me out of my skin, I did. And the scream just came out. Yeah. It's because of that the swell found me. He did help me get away, mine. I'm not repeating any of those things.
Yes, he let you go.
I think on second thought it would be a lot funnier if we read it the second time and just
I
stopped the
fail
moment
to
like it got
understand
pressed.
why you would let this street urchin go, Mr. McGilded.
It was funny.
I did it for the
This-
gram.
Tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact.
Because I killed him.
True. As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself.
I think a demonstration is called for.
Please,
If
yes.
only-
Show us how you killed him.
Wait. Is this a trick question?
Yes. Fuck.
This is where I was sat that night.
Ah, the cubby. Oh, I don't like this. Ah, the cubby hole of which you have spoken is underneath this seat, I presume.
Listen, there's like a hole handle there, and yeah, there. See?
Yes. It does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of this girl's stature.
Aye, but of course, the wheelass was stuck in there. Because I parked myself on the seat for the duration.
Ah. So you see.
So you see, that's why I let the last bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. And plus, I don't think she can afford a lawyer.
Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question.
Not at all, my lord, not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent.
Some subject.
So, I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass.
My goodness.
What a perfect gentleman. My lord, this fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this.
That's all it takes.
I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir.
That's all it takes.
You are clearly white. I mean innocent. Innocent is what I meant.
He said the quiet part out loud. With
He
calm,
did.
calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time, despite me wanting to kill that guy a little bit earlier.
We win.
Judge,
Judge,
It's alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual? and they're leaning to a verdict of not guilty. I'm not sure that's the word I want to use there, but
Yeah.
I consent.
That
Isn't
was
there
a
someone
song.
you forgot to ask?
This one, it must mean
It must mean what?
that we're victorious.
Woo! It's over! We won! Are you sure?
Shit. What?
Whoa!
I see.
Hang on. If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy.
what the fuck?
This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices.
They allow women.
True.
Correct. Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day.
Motion? Lost motion?
The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature.
What do you mean, his true nature?
Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission?
Yes.
After
Yes.
the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report.
Well, I would hope it's black and white.
Good lord. I use
The-
pink ink.
The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilden's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat.
What?
Guys.
Oh yeah, between first court and second court, because when we checked it, there was stuff under there.
Yeah.
Order!
Order.
How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been affected, counsel?
Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened.
That's a rare
Constabulary?
word.
Constabulary?
It's like constable.
Hey,
Const-
I've seen this word in Civilization.
Constabulary, whatever the fuck. Just next. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty.
It's true. Ooh, saw it.
We saw it.
We did see it.
Well, my Nipponese friend,
Huh? Me? What?
when the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as we all saw, and as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law.
Of course.
Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be?
Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy.
Sorry.
Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. Oh, this is all just an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks.
Well, counsel, do you have something to say on this matter?
How am I supposed to answer that? What can I say about the state of that little compartment? Should I lie and say it was empty?
And your heart
think?
yearns for justice.
We're good
Am I
boys.
allowed to lie? Is that against the creed? Creed, right?
You only
Cosme
lie if you
would-
get caught.
True. No, Cosme would be disappointed.
You're right. You would.
That's what I didn't look. It's so funny.
I didn't look would be very funny, but we did look, so I'm not gonna say it.
Yep.
It was not him. We saw it.
Choice doesn't matter, by the way, because I didn't look the first time I played.
That's funny.
So that's what I picked.
I mean, they never
I really
truly matter,
don't know.
or rarely.
If giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense, feels like it's not. But as far as I remember, at least, when I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes.
Are you sure? Are you sure, counsel?
Ara, be whist.
What the
Whist.
fuck?
What?
What are you saying now, you daft dog? I thought you were on my side here.
What the fuck is a daft dog?
He's on the side of justice.
What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the
Magic the
man in the
Gathering.
stand.
Wow, you want me to lie?
Why would you say something to compromise his position?
Because I'm bad at my job.
As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible.
Interesting.
And so he will be 1% less racist.
This is not altogether pleasing, fella.
Oh, I should have went with McGilded. I am simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded.
Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interests here, lad. Now then. A fella's memory is a curious thing, and not altogether reliable. No. The court must consider the facts. That there cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. Do you think that perhaps it would be in your best interests now to admit that you might have been mistaken?
Well, I have, I have very bad memory. Something's not right here.
I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think.
Okay.
I'm day drinking.
That compartment's designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The Guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So, it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending fleecer and that pick purse are lying.
Uh-oh.
Ah. I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, the lot of them.
Based.
What? What? Oh, no.
Give this man
It's
a true.
Of course it's a trick. Death.
I'd give him a true in my vampiric accent, but using an accent for one word is way too difficult.
Quite so. I must concur here.
These people
Yeah,
are
these people.
flip-flopping.
Yeah, they are
Flip-flopping more than fish.
They're all, yeah, let's fucking kill him, bro.
Something's weird and not perfect.
With calm, calculated reasoning. One
Jail
arrives
time.
clearly on the truth every time. Let's fucking kill him.
Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems.
My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate.
Thank you, Counsel. But before we proceed any further, there's the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please.
Yes, my lord. But what just happened? The whole balance of the child is shifted, almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. Damn.
Who's doing what? The bailiffs now?
I am leaping them. With an E.
No, never mind, not repeating.
That,
Just looking some carriage.
did we press
Yeah, we did.
this?
No, we did not press.
No, we did not press, but we have seen this.
I have
Yes.
seen it.
Now press it.
Press it! So, you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run.
Well, yeah. I mean, what's the point of spending a joy to making free bomb, eh? That's some rum idea, ain't it?
Yeah, I understand. I suppose she needs to know point spending might make money. It actually almost makes sense.
Counsel, may I remind you that this girl's a petty thief? Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants.
Well, that does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. 4 paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the cabman testified. And one little scapegrace riding for free.
The red conk of a driver always goes for some grub before his last room, see? So that's
Yes,
when he's
sir.
sleeping in the carriage and getting myself in the seat. Nice and easy, right?
But your hiding place is a storage compartment. Full of equipment for the coach, no?
Yeah. There's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all that out and cram it in the corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much.
And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could ride under the seat. That's all I can tell you.
It seems we've reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue.
Hold it. How much money did you make? A waste of time? Why is that?
Well, most nights I'm on me own in the gold permit at least some of the time.
Judge,
I beg your pardon? Did you say God permit?
Oh yeah, well that's what I can call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, it did normal run. The carriage then got no one in it for a while.
And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away.
That's it. Only that night. This cove was sat on me seat from the start. And he didn't bunch the whole way. There. Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck.
Do you mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat this whole time, while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin?
Eh? Oi, mister?
Mista Festa.
to be sure, I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on and find a child now, do you?
I do, but I'm into some freaky shit.
But I'm the one going to jail.
Go to jail.
So, this Lister guy could possibly be the culprit. How pitch is it? Pitch black.
Like the movie.
You couldn't see out into the cabin at all.
It's pitch racist.
You're a joke. Most days I push the cushion up with me head and look out the crack. Then we're gonna have a bunch of who's gonna fiddle.
I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher.
I mean, I can overlook. I see to get on there and as plush as the other ones, see? So most of the time, the passengers plan themselves opposite. But for some reasons that night, they say Irishmen spent the whole journey right over me head.
For that reason, you were able to push the cushion up to peek out and see.
Good is. I'm too happy in small, dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink.
What the fuck is the clang?
Like jail.
It's the only place to hide in them carriages. So it's Obson's choice.
I don't know that one.
I,
Oh, the obvious choice? Okay.
No.
Oh, why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open then?
Say that 5 times fast.
I say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging her demeanor.
So anyways, I was a bit scared. Brian just stayed out in there. No finesse for it.
Alright, one more. Oh, 2 more now. When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor?
It could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. What is made me jump?
You let her scream involuntarily.
That's right. I think I felt the cushion over my head get lighter all of a sudden.
Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yeah.
Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused had stood in order to stab his victim, could it not?
Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment?
Yeah, I saw it.
No.
I pushed up the cushion and had a big, quick butches while I would end the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up the blokes would have fallen in the floor in the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGillard's account, of course. But then, the fella suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked him looking.
And when Mr. McGilder discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place.
I was scared stiff. He dragging me. I was. He dragged me out and sat me down in the seat and all. And next to corpse, gross.
Next to the victim, Mr. Mason.
Yeah. The bloke had a knife in his gut. It was still bleeding. The carriage lurched a bit, and he ended up falling onto me. Ugh, how awful. Both my hands got covered in blood. It made me feel sick as a dog.
Both her hands covered in blood. Must be what the rooftop passenger saw. After that, I believe you talked to Mr. McGilder for a while, is that correct?
He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know my name and what I was up to and all that. And I heard something from above. Someone screamed.
Yes, Mr. Furry on the roof deck, one would presume.
Well, I didn't want no one seeing me face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were drawn up smartish and this the Irishman says to me. Get back into the seat, I'll see that you can get away with later.
That's it.
All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent.
For one brief shining moment, yes.
It's clear that they are all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony,
Among?
I'm sure we would clinch the verdict we want.
Yes, I think you're right. I have this niggling feeling. It's a word. It's a word.
And I have this feeling.
It's a word.
It's a word.
bothering me. I just can't quite put my finger on it. Okay. Now what?
We have pressed everything. What do we do now?
I mean, we still have gloves that don't match up with what we got. Maybe we present the gloves on the last
Present the
testimony.
gloves when they're like,
I was too focused on the accent. You kept W.
good job, bagpipe.
Mostly channeled Nia, to be honest.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think the idea is that she wasn't wearing gloves, but also then who the fuck's gloves are they?
Well, supposedly it got bloody when he helped the corpse back up.
All right.
So
Yeah,
I
allegedly
don't
those
know.
are McGillard's. You went too far.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
Where is
you've
the
pressed
evidence?
everything, so by this point, just like examine the evidence and just see if anything stands out at you,
Yep.
jumps out at you. For the sake of argument, is there any evidence that hasn't been examined yet? Like, don't even think
Yeah.
about statements right now. Just look at the evidence.
That's like,
Observe evidence.
Observe.
The only thing I've got updated was the honest list is now empty, which is probably relevant. I guess you can
I
check
mean-
again.
We haven't presented the knife for any reason yet. I'm not saying that it is relevant here, but
I doubt it's relevant yet. Yeah, the handle.
For some reason, I thought the blood got cleaned during the intermission. Also,
Yeah, still there.
that's why I'm saying it.
soft. Well, it's actually rather hard when you sit on it. And only just wide enough for two gentlemen to sit side by side, really.
Of course, an English gentlewoman would be dressed in such finery. It would be quite impossible for her to climb up the roof deck, so she would have to be seated here.
A woman in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they?
They don't have pockets.
hit the handle.
Yeah, okay.
Look again.
It
It's
is
empty. Gas? This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Okay, so it's empty, and also they haven't like stashed it in the corner or anything either. Not that there's any space for that. It's just not
Blood.
here.
Unload.
Bleeg.
Don't see anything that looks like different or relevant.
I realized something. This is all I'm gonna say.
Go. Wait,
Who goes
check.
where?
Wait, go check back inside again. I'm curious.
Alright. Whatever you say.
I never said that what I realized was relevant to this evidence.
I still want to double check something. Okay, now look up. I'm just curious. I want to double check. Okay, things seems normal. Proceed. Now fuck off
Sweet.
again.
Have I looked at the blood stain on the ground?
I guess.
I mean, we can
not.
have a look. Might as
No,
well.
it doesn't let me.
No,
Oh.
unfortunately. No, guess not then.
You've got blood on you.
You can
no, guess
still
yes.
like use the mouse and click around.
You've got mail.
That looks like blood.
Is something wrong?
Oh, it's just, well, this blood stain is so obvious, that's all. And yet, Van Zeeks has made no mention of it.
I suppose that does seem a little strange.
Why do I have such a bad feeling about this?
Hmm.
It also looks fresher than the one on the seat.
Hmm.
What is this?
There's no cushion to soak it.
Was this always here?
That's true. Was it always here? Huh.
I don't
Hmm.
remember it before.
I think we would have noticed it and tried to examine.
Yeah.
Guess not.
It's just the same, right?
Yeah, this one I do believe is the same guy. It does also look kind of fresh. That is
That's
strange.
Strange.
Tampering with evidence.
That's
guess-
very strange.
I guess present the omnibus, but the question is which statement? That's how they feel. We think we need to present the omnibus. The main question is no.
You didn't check the statements.
I said we need to figure out which statement. This is not the statement. Well,
Shake
whichever
my head.
that was not the one.
Give me you.
What? Okay,
I'm
fine.
just skipping through this because it's like repeated text.
Yeah.
Shut.
No, I guess it wasn't the second statement. It's probably like the fourth or fifth one, to be honest. Although I'm not sure what's in it.
I mean, it is probably true. This is really weird to me because I don't know what the bang would have been.
Yeah.
Like, no one got shot.
Like
What happened here?
Supposedly it's the body having fallen.
I don't think it is, though.
Hmm.
But that
Does the
makes you-
autopsy make any mention that it was definitely the stab wound or something silly like that?
You can check.
I'll go check the court record.
I'm pretty sure I read it before. Died due to internal hemorrhage resulting
Nope.
from trauma.
Pretty cleanly this time.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Pretty clean this time, besides the whole button missing, but like, that's relevant, yeah. Somehow that's the button cleaning off is in a bang.
I guess. Maybe it's like
He's just poor. He can't afford the button.
if he slumps forward. I don't know. The knife gets kind of weird there.
Hmm. And the knife is bloody at the correct spot, at least.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's anything different about this.
No,
that we would
don't.
have-
I doubt the knife was it yet. That
So,
is not relevant though.
Nothing
Yeah,
on the
I don't
back
think so.
or anything.
No, that one's no longer relevant. I think we've
Okay.
used that one up.
Alright, sorry, it's 10:30. I need to go to bed.
That's fair.
Yeah, I want to stop soon. I want to stop.
I mean, we
Once
can
well,
stop
when-
here and just pick this up next time.
Now we'll
See if-
go over this hurdle first.
Yeah,
We'll
let's-
stop
that's the
here.
alternative.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out next time.
Yeah, okay. Lamar.
How do I press escape?
I mean, well, it's like we either do this and then like just get over this hill, or we just save it for next time and see if we think of anything.
Right.
Say.
Nope, saving.
Okay.
Alright, good night, everybody.
Night.
Right. We're done. We're done here. I
I'll
know
pay
there was
later.
I know that was like a not very satisfying place to stop. But that's...
It's fine.
Will be. It's the boss, but I don't know which statement.
Yeah.
Most likely. That's always the question. You know what evidence, but you don't know what statement.
Anyway, I was like, I think I can go ahead and say it. I was like, I could have sworn the blood got wiped away between the trial, and then I was like, oh, I realized something.
It's the reverse.
It was actually the opposite of
Yeah.
what you said. Okay.
I didn't want to like call attention to the bloodstain, but like the bloodstain wasn't there before, which is why it looks fresher and yada yada yada.
It's really easy to miss that kind of thing because there was already blood
Yeah.
in the compartment, so I was just like, yeah, whatever, that's the blood from before.
Like entirely, you almost did.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's pretty much we present the card that and say what the fuck blood, but I'm still not sure which statement. 3, 4, 5 for sure.
It's like the pitch black. No, there's nothing wrong with the pitch black one though.
No, that's normal. It's the fact that there's one on the floor now. The compartment is empty. The whole thing is her story's kind of bullshit, and they orchestrated that to like make its whole story make sense.
There's something else about the bloodstain that was never pointed out. But that's all I'm gonna say.
It's very bad.
Yes. Ketchup.
Catsup.
That's
So, I mean, this is my hazarding a guess, is that the scene of the crime has been tampered with to make it look like the victim was dead at the time that he fell over when he wasn't?
I will not answer.
Because if he was already dead, he would have actually bled on the floor. Presumably.
I will not
Possibly.
answer.
It feels like there should be more blood in the carriage than there is. Because the victim bled all over the girl's hands, and
So
they got covered in blood.
the logic is that like there's not a lot of blood on the crime scene because the knife was never removed, and the blood isn't gonna start pooling as hard until the knife is removed.
Yeah, I get that logic. Okay.
So that's pretty much it.
But how
So,
did she
like-
get so much blood on her hands and
I mean,
nowhere else?
The wound, like he was still bleeding, and he still fell on her, and she had to like catch him.
Right.
And we don't know how much blood she had, just that there was blood on her hands.
Yeah, you're right. It's so weird to me that the people on the roof couldn't tell that it was like a girl. Like they thought that was Mr. McGill from their point of view. Like they probably just
Diminutive
assumed
figure.
they're both short is basically what the excuse is, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And she's wearing a hat and intentionally trying to not look up so they can't see her head.
Yeah.
If only the random guy remembered which hat she was wearing.
Right. I pride myself in hat abilities and recognition. What kind of hats are they wearing? Fuck, I don't know.
What a problem. I mean,
Fred, how much longer you up?
not superbly long,
Okay, never mind then.
like 30 minutes.
I'm going to kick myself.
Yes. Yeah, do it. Okay, release. Alright, I will go ahead and close the stream with that as well. Later, guys.